Welcome into the Friday edition of Paul's Top 5, brought to you by Texas Beef House. Use our promo code 365Sports. Auctions coming up all the time right now. The holiday season is coming, and what better way to prepare for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, than with some amazing Texas-raised Wagyu beef, the best. Not kidding. You'll need it for the holidays. And everyone's going to be like, holy crap, what is this? And you're going to say, it's Texas Beef House, because I only serve the best. Today, since look, I've had to do the whole 3 hours by myself and had to do it for weeks now, I'm going to do an FSU-related top 5. And if you have a problem with that, I will fight you in the street. I will slap you like Mike Tyson slapped Jake Paul. That's what I'll do. No, I think this is interesting and has tentacles across all of college football because FSU is the first to make these gigantic wholesale staff changes. This is my FSU dream staff. And I will give you a scale of 1 to 5 on how likely each of these are to happen. And I have a feeling on number 2 that Garrett might chime in and tell me, just yell out, no, it's not going to happen. But we'll see. Number 5. Wide receiver coach Brian Hartline. They let go Ron Dugans last week, who was a member of the 99 National Championship team, an alum, someone that did a pretty good job in recruiting, more or less, but the development wasn't there, and the weakest position on the offense this year outside of offensive line was wide receiver. So he was out the door. Now, how do you replace him? My thing is go to the best one available, which is Brian Hartline, and see if he'll take it. Now, he is at his alma mater. He is killing it there. The best wide receivers in the country wind up going to Ohio State all the time. Do I think, on a scale of 1 to 5, that they can get Brian Hartline? No. But you start at the top and work your way down. Again, it's my dream staff, but if you want to get some good recruits and get them out of the state that you're in, for example, Jeremiah Smith, their stud true freshman wide receiver, is from Florida. Now he's braving the cold to go be a stud wide receiver at Ohio State. That's something that you shouldn't let happen. And if he can recruit Florida better than you can recruit Florida, maybe you need to get him back down there, and not back down there, but down there and doing some recruiting for you. Knock him over with money if you have to. Number 4, offensive line, Mike Bloomgren, an FSU alum who coached offensive line and was the offensive coordinator for David Shaw at Stanford. And if you remember the David Shaw Stanford offensive lines, they were slobber knockers. Development, power, run blocking, they would knock your D in the dirt, and that's what Florida State needs. They have not had great offensive line development really since Jimbo left. And even before Jimbo left, it had tailed off. The first couple years of Jimbo, Rick Trickett was still doing a great job. Post that, it's just slowly gone down. It ticked up a little bit with Alex Atkins, who they just let go, but no development. You've got a senior-laden offensive line this year that was awful, and one that has had 9 different combinations on it. No good at all. This, Mike Bloomgren, would be an excellent choice. This I would put more at a 3.5 to a 4 happening, because I think he'd be very interested in coming back to the job. Number 3. Defensive coordinator Jim Leonard was at Wisconsin, was widely sought after as a defensive coordinator all over college football, opted to work for the Broncos as a special assistant this year. This is a guy, young, dynamic, excellent defensive coordinator, very much in the Dave Aranda mode as far as scheme goes and his ability to think through a defense. This is the guy they need to replace Adam Fuller. There's a couple others you might go to, and you might see if there's some big firings as far as defensive-minded head coaches. I don't think those are going to happen. The one, I think, pie in the sky for Florida State fans is Brent Venables, who was at Clemson before he was at Oklahoma. He was, of course, at Oklahoma before he was at Clemson. I think Brent Venables is that pie in the sky. He's probably not getting fired at Oklahoma, not this year. So go and be realistic. Get a guy like Jim Leonard, who's younger, can recruit. I really think this would be a home run hire for them. I think this is probably about a 3 right now. All options open. Number 2, associate head coach Frank Wilson from LSU, one of the best recruiters in the country. He's a Louisiana guy. He went to Nicholls State. You might remember him if you're not familiar with his work at LSU lately and his work at LSU before. He was the head coach at UTSA. Obviously got Frank Harris there. Is a very good recruiter and a very good coach. Maybe not the best head coach, but he had some success at UTSA and has a lot of savvy. Garrett's going to punch me after this is over because he is maybe the best recruiter on LSU staff right now. I mean, depending on the recruiting rankings, they've got yeah. Bo Davis is pretty damn good too, pretty good. So they're not getting Bo Davis, I know that. So I decided if I'm going to cheer recruiter, I'm going to get Frank Wilson. More offensive-minded. I think that's a bigger issue for them recruiting going forward. And number one, offensive coordinator Ben Arbuckle from Wazoo, one of the best young offensive minds in the country, and he might have an in with a quarterback who could be interested in the transfer portal. Who is that? John Mateer. John Mateer has had a fantastic year, super athletic, from Little Elm, Texas, playing off in Wazoo. Let's get him where it's warm and play some ball at FSU. But excellent choice. He's an offensive innovator. Now, Mike Norvell would have to give up the play calling duties, which I think he is going to do. Ben Arbuckle, let him call plays. Look, Mike, the last year has shown that FSU needs an executive, a CEO. Let the coordinators coordinate. Let the offensive play caller call the plays. Let that not be you. You've done a great job. A fantastic job. This year was a disaster, but before that, did a great job establishing the kind of culture you wanted. This can help bring it back, and you can, in the transitional years of FSU trying to get bigger and trying to make sure that they are not left out of the big boy college football, these are the moves you got to make. Ben Arbuckle for offensive coordinator, because he might come with a quarterback. These are things that happen. Football. That's going to do it for the top 5. Have a great weekend, everybody. Please, Mike Norvell, watch this. I'm here to help you out.